In these examples, I'll demonstrate writing a null and alternative hypothesis, and I'll also show which of the two is the claim based on the wording. Let's say that you claim a coin is fair. Write the null and alternative hypotheses. There can be a lot to consider when it comes to writing the null and alternative hypotheses correctly. Typically, one thing we're given, though, is we're given the claim in clear terms. This says you claim that a coin is fair. Now, before you even write the null and alternative hypothesis, you may wish to just translate that statement into mathematical language. P equals 0.5 would be the correct translation. This says that the probability of success for the coin is 1/2, which would be a fair coin. Once you write the claim down, you should put the word claim next to it as a guide for yourself so that you know where it came from. Now it's time to write the null and alternative hypotheses. So we put HO on top, HA below. The reason that I recommend writing the claim separate from writing the null and alternative is sometimes the claim is the null and sometimes it's not. Sometimes the claim can actually be the alternative. So now it's time to place the claim that you had written into its proper spot. Is it the null or is it the alternative? So a null always includes some form of equality, either an equal sign or a greater than equal to, less than equal to. Since our claim includes equals, that's the reason we're going to assign it to the null hypothesis. And then for the alternative, we'll just write the opposite, that the coin is not fair. Now, let's say you flip the coin 100 times and you find the empirical probability to be 0.49. You then believe the null hypothesis to be true. But it turns out in reality that that coin was not fair. What type of error would be made? So, since the person doing the investigation likes the null, I'll write that next to it. And then we'll put that they don't like the alternative. What type of error was made? This would be, as an analogy, failing to convict a guilty person. It's a type 2 error. When we fail to reject a null that is false, we make a type 2 error. Okay, for each of the following, let's decide what claim is being made by the wording. For each of the following, let's use the wording to rewrite the claim in mathematical language. We'll see if the claim includes equals, and if it does, then we'll assign that claim to the HO. If it doesn't, we'll assign it to HA. Write both the HO and the HA. A school publicizes that the proportion of its students who are involved in at least one extracurricular activity is 61%. Critical words being used here are proportion and at least and are 61%. Let's translate that directly to mathematical language. Notice that it would be a binomial situation. They either are involved in an extracurricular activity or they're not. So our claim is going to involve P. Now the term at least means it could be greater than or equal to 61%. That is the claim. So start with that, okay? Then we can go on to assign it to one or the other of these. So which is it? Is the claim HO or is it HA? Well, it involves some form of equality. So it is going to be HO. And you always want to write claim next to it in the hypothesis, because later we'll have to make a decision about the claim. Okay, here a car dealership announces that the mean time for an oil change is 15 minutes or less. Keywords being used: mean, 15 minutes or less. How do we say this in mathematical language? Mu is less than or equal to 15. That is the claim. Is our claim HO or HA? Once again, because we have an equality involved, our claim is HO. A company advertises that the mean life of its furnaces is more than 18 years. Mean more than 18. More than means it can't be 18 years. So this is strictly greater than 18. That's a little different from what we saw in the past. Is this claim HO or HA? It is HA because it doesn't have equals involved. So put that here and write claim next to it. Then we have to do the complement, which would be less than or equal to 18. A consumer analyst reports that the mean life of a certain type of automobile battery is not 74 months. Keywords: mean, not 74. Mu is not equal to 74. That is the claim. Is it HO or HA? It is HA.